Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how our beliefs influence our actions, or in other words, why do we do the things we do? So if you remember, everything we do for a reason. And we've talked in other videos about why we do what we do, which is it's for the outcome that we want to achieve. And that outcome is that we want to be happy. We also know that our actions or our behaviors don't just occur in isolation. Everything we do because we have a belief or a thought that by behaving in this way, it will give us the outcome that we want. So today we're talking about how do our beliefs influence our actions. So if I believe that the reason that I'm unhappy is because my wife never compliments me, so my outcome is I'm unhappy. My belief is I'm unhappy because she doesn't ever give me compliments. So based on that belief, what is my behavior going to look like? Who am I going to focus on, and what am I going to try to change? So obviously, my behavior is going to be focused on my wife, and I'm going to be trying to get her to give me the compliments that I believe that I need in order to have that outcome of being happy. So is there any problem with this? Is that belief true? Am I unhappy because my wife isn't giving me the compliments that I want? Or is it some other reason? But let's just go with that belief. So I'm going to focus all of my time and energy on reminding my wife and asking her, and maybe even trying to manipulate her into giving me the compliments that I want. Well, how much control do I have over that? Think about it. Do I have control over my wife and whether or not she gives me compliments? The truth is, no, I don't. I can influence her, but I can't make her do that. So what I've actually done here is I've put myself out of control, and I've given the control to my wife. Now think about this. Can my wife really make me happy? So let's say that she starts giving me compliments. Does that mean that I'm going to be happy? Or could she give me a compliment and I could still think or say, you didn't give me the compliment in the way that I wanted, or you don't really mean it, you're just saying it. So here's what happens. I give away my control to my wife. Let's say my wife buys in to that belief and she thinks she's responsible for my happiness, and the way to make me happy is to give me compliments. And so she gives me compliments, but I'm still unhappy. Now we're both out of control. So we've got beliefs that are driving our behavior, thinking it's going to give us a certain result, and in reality, it doesn't. Another example of how beliefs drive our behavior is a common belief that if I had more money, then I would be happy. So if the belief is that money equals happiness, all my focus and energy is going to be on achieving more money. If I believe that my happiness comes from my children succeeding in school, then everything that I do is going to be focused on helping my children succeed. If I believe that health and fitness is important, then I'm going to watch my diet. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do those kinds of things. Well, what if I say that I believe something, but then I don't do it? What does that tell me? There's a quote that I heard a long time ago that I really like that says, you don't know what you don't know. Because if you knew, you would do. Because to know and not to do is not to know. Our behaviors really tell us what our beliefs are. And so if we don't really know what our beliefs are, we can pay attention to our behaviors, and then we can ask ourselves, well, what are the thoughts and the beliefs that are driving that behavior? And then we can go to the next part of that, which is we can look at our beliefs and see if our beliefs are based on truth or principle, or if these are just beliefs that we've accepted that have come to us either through observation or from somebody else telling us what their beliefs are. We want to make sure that our beliefs are based on principle. And then when we behave in accordance with those beliefs, we'll get the outcomes that we want in our life. If you'd like to know more about what we do and what we're about, visit our website. The link is down below, and we look forward to interacting with you more in the future.